Welcome to the Take It Home podcast, the podcast so bad we really should just take it home. I am one of your hosts. Doc Simmons is my name. You can find me on all social media at Doc Simmons17. I am joined by our good-looking gaggle of men. I'll give the hot tag to my partner. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Yes, sir. Zach Hendricks is the name. Following suit. Find me on all social media brands at Z Hendricks Brand. Of course, check us out at Country Air Official on Facebook and Instagram, and Country Air Brand on the Twitter. And I'll pass it out to the senior official.
What's up, guys? Referee Perch. You can find me at Perch XLV, # for the ref brand, and Waffles. Take It Home podcast.
Waffles. How was the breakfast hunt this week, fellas?
Lots of waffles, lots of pancakes, egg, sausage, good sandwiches. Yeah, lots of good waffles.
Nice.
Breakfast were actually had some good old French toast sticks. Did it like how my mom used to make it when I was younger, with some powdered sugar, dip in syrup, really good. That didn't disappoint, but what did disappoint was got some IHOP, steak tip dinner, and you get like pancakes on the side. And I was gonna eat everything, but like Val and me both wanted to try the cinnamon twist pancakes, like kind of like what you got from Denny's.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you got the upgrade, right? Paid the extra dollar something upgrade to get the cinnamon one. Bro, first of all, I don't like onions. I got onions all over my steak. Onions and mushroom. Not a fan. And then the pancakes were plain.
Oh.
Like I called it, I'm like, am I supposed to like put the cinnamon in the icing? I'm like, where's the stuff at?
Yeah.
Plain pancakes. I mean, granted, like I said, I wasn't gonna eat it all. I got a lot of food, but like I got it for me, Val, and Jack to try, and it was just like pretty disappointing.
Yeah, that's a blower. That's a blower.
Especially like when you're bragging about it, because I was telling Val, I'm like, yo, Doc had these at Denny's, they were banging, super good. And then like she's like, oh yeah, I'm looking forward to trying. We got it, and I was like, that is not it.
Yeah, not at all. Now you look like you don't know what you're talking about. But those were, yeah, those Denny's ones were good. I just probably should have gotten light icing and then put syrup on, or just not put syrup on.
Yeah, and like it looked good. It looked exactly like the Denny's one. And then when I opened it up, it looked like I got, dude, one of the pancakes were like, they weren't cooked that well either. They were like, you could like peel them apart like from the center, like in this, like pull the center apart, like from like both sides. If you get what I'm saying, like it just not a put together pancake. So this is why I don't eat breakfast, guys. Like trying to study, do the homework for the podcast, be on point with the breakfast game, and then always a disappointment.
Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. Sometimes it just doesn't work out. But you know what's always worked out?
But I had a revelation this weekend before
before I make my sweet transition. Okay.
Before the sweet transition, that Waffle House is a lot less intimidating during the daytime. and 3 o'clock on a Friday afternoon is definitely the time to hit a Waffle House. And it was definitely empty and very great service, kind. It was a different beast altogether.
Yeah, it's a very different monster during the day than late at night. But since you messed up my sweet transition, you don't get one. Perch, what's the banger of the week?
Ooh, someday we'll be together. Diana Ross and the Supremes. Such a banger. That song hits anytime. Yeah, just a windows down on a nice, beautiful afternoon. It was raining today and yesterday pretty heavy, and this song made me think of a beautiful day.
All right, Diana Ross. Now, this one for sure I know has been a banger of the week, and hey, it's Diana Ross, deservedly so. Put it on twice. All right. Why don't we talk about what we've been watching, fellas? I watched a lot of random things, but Zach, what have you been watching?
Yeah, I watched SmackDown. I feel like I watched the draft. I feel like I watched this SmackDown on Hulu as a recent. I watched the Raw from last week with Man, I'm drawing a blank. I know I watched some wrestling, but
I mean, I think it's been the draft the past 2 weeks because
yeah,
the
we got
draft's
the
still going
results
on tonight.
today. I've been watching some of the American Wolf matches just to get prepared for the podcast that we missed last Thursday because we're horrible people.
Oh God, yeah. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, high five, Tom. If you're listening to this, we haven't forgot. We're still good for Thursday. Apologize for last Thursday. Yeah, no, been watching some American Wolf matches from Ring of Honor, trying to get up on that one. I haven't watched the one he sent a show with Brian Danielson, just because I kind of want to like watch it as is as a fan, like first time seeing it.
Yeah.
And then I watched a recent the Machine Gun match with Aussie Open, New Japan Strong Style match. Obviously those two are like two of the top tag teams. Machine Gun's always a top favorite. Becoming a big fan of Aussie Open, so been watching that. Watched some of NDS's matches from with the Caribbeans at AWF. Watched some of the Below Zero matches. We've worked them before, but last weekend we got to wrestle. We got to touch them twice. Every time we've wrestled them, I feel like we've been getting better. But we could touch base on that later. But a lot of tag wrestling and the recent WWE that, not to sound bad, I can't really remember off the top of my head right now.
It's all good, all good. Perch, what you been watching?
Yeah, I've been doing some more watching on that Wrestle Universe. Some good DDT pro wrestling. Watch some GAN pro wrestling, GAN. Uh, it really good. Shota was in a match in the main event in one of them, and just a good back and forth, probably 15, 20 minutes. And towards the last few minutes, Shota locks in a headlock and works it for a minute, and it gets reversed on him. And for the next maybe 2 minutes, he doesn't get out. And the way they worked it from the struggle and everything was just incredible. It was like such compelling, like you're
Yeah, from
watching
a
it,
headlock.
you're
Uh,
watching like
uh, 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 Probably after they murdered each other a couple times, a couple falsies, and then end up in a headlock.
yeah, I mean it was like watching one of these TV shows of the planet, and you're watching how animals survive in the wilderness, and it's like this is like real struggle, and you're willing someone on to overcome, and he doesn't. It's like the end the seals get eaten by the sharks by the end of it. It was incredible. Just a great match. Good captivating storytelling. Um, you can catch great stories in any kind of a match from all around the world. Pro wrestling in 2023 is incredible.
Yeah.
You can't lose the sight on the fact that we've got ability to watch uh, anything. And yeah, to catch that headlock being worked was out of nowhere. Beautiful. AEW last week was killer. Uh, Orange Cassidy against Bandito. That was a
Yeah,
damn good match.
really good, really good.
Good back and forth. My money was on Bandito the whole time. And yeah, he didn't get the job done. But yeah, very good match. They ended up coming out later for a save. Um, I really enjoyed seeing Takeshita at the end with Kenny Omega. However, the BC and especially the Butcher and the Blade being in there, what a great
Great.
combo.
Yeah, they're such a good
That
looking tag team.
yeah, like that matchup, those four with the accompanying parts, like that could be on a poster, and that'd be pretty sweet just for a random Wednesday night. That was one hell of a main event. One of those good ones. Like looking forward to it going in. It delivered, and some business coming out of it, and scary stuff. I don't have much of a stomach for what the BCC is doing.
Yeah. Oh, are you turned on your boy Mox?
But that's the thing; it's conflicting. Mox is a wild card. He's best as a loner, but he's got wrapped up into this gang mentality, dog mentality, pack warfare, and yeah, he's ganging up like some rabid dogs. It's incredible, and And again, for pro wrestling to push the boundaries in every which way, it should be that. There should be some stuff that I feel like, ooh, I gotta look away or want to look away. It shouldn't all be catering to everything that I love and like. It should be pushing the boundaries on some stuff that's uncomfortable and things that I don't like and making me conflicting between my favorite and a group of rabid dogs that he's rolling with. It's fun to just take the
I
hat
love
and
Wheeler Yuta being like the annoying little brother in that group.
just vicious. And it's like if you were to walk down the street and see him, it's like, uh-oh, because this guy can play it cool, but he's got a whole gang behind him. Or this guy could rip your face off and he's still got a whole gang behind him. Yeah, it's a menacing force, but good in pro wrestling. It's gonna lead to some fun action. I remember when Terry Funk and Muda were running amok in WCW in '89, going back and watching and studying the history. And those guys just tore up on everybody. Viciousness, ruthlessness. Terry Funk took out a plastic bag at one point and put it over Ric Flair's face. So, this stuff has been done since the beginning of time. It's just a modern variation of it. And
Yeah.
And it's awesome. Pro wrestling is incredible. But when you got Takeshita, ultimate babyface, and heels, what's some heels? I hope Moxley breaks free of those guys eventually and takes them all out one by one. But yeah, some fun wrestling this week.
All right. Me myself, I did not watch really much of the draft or Raw or SmackDown last week, and I did see some interesting results. Good to see AJ back on SmackDown. So that'll be fun. Watched the Dynamites last week. Yeah, that Bandito match and Bandito and Orange Cassidy. Super good. Really don't know who they're gonna have taken off of Cassidy because he's having some like super quality matches right now that I'm really enjoying. So don't want that to stop. What was it? Sammy Darby, great main event. Save at the end, awesome. It's gonna be interesting to see where that goes with MJF and Sammy. Sammy, MJF not letting him ride in the car. I'm sorry, the car's full and he's the only one in it. Looking forward to that. Lots of Perch matches is what I watched. Watched some Black Label Pro. Watched the tag between Twist and Flip and Latinos Most Wanted, which was pretty good. Saban and Coda make a very interesting tag team. Twist and Flip, two young guys we've seen around. Pretty fun match. I also watched Twist and Flip versus Bang Bros from Squared Circle Mega Expo like 2 or so weeks ago. So watch that.
Yeah, Doc, I gotta ask in that Saban and Coda match, Coda pulled the old tag rope maneuver.
He did pull the old tag rope maneuver.
That was out of nowhere. It caught me off guard. I gave him the business for
but that was the thing. I like that it was he's not Eddie. It didn't work the way he wanted it to work, but it worked.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he got your attention. So that was good. That was good. I was happy I caught that because I guess they must have been having some trouble with the feed. So it goes out a couple times during the show, but did catch that. That one that one was seen.
And that was just a complete, didn't see it coming, turn back. Holy smokes. Saw the situation and acted and proceeded accordingly. But
no, I appreciate that because also like
old school working.
As a seasoned tag wrestler at this point, I appreciate holding the tag rope. And I believe the crowd was making some noise about the tag rope the whole night.
Yeah, a little bit.
And commentary was annoyed by it. Couldn't get behind it. It was like, no, yes, grab the tag rope. You tell them, crowd. I was on the crowd side. Commentary was kind of upset me with that. No, it's gotta grab the tag. If there's the tag rope, better be grabbing that tag rope.
To be fair, I don't know if there were other tag matches that didn't have a tag rope because I brought them out with
Oh,
me.
because those are the personal tag ropes.
They were some personal knitted them myself, crochet and tag rope.
Like I might have to ask you to crochet us some because I was a bit.
It's a legit thing. If no
No,
one makes it, I
I
took it upon myself
appreciate
to make it a thing.
like
And
as a
Coda took it upon himself to push the boundaries and be the first one to expand up.
no, it's fine.
It was great. It was
I don't
great.
know. Like, I mean, we'll get into like the matches we had this weekend were very good, but it was just like little things in them like I just couldn't get my head around or like just couldn't let go. And not having tag ropes on Saturday was one of them.
Oh yeah.
I don't know why I couldn't get over it that day, but you know, it happens all the time. Not all rigs have tag ropes, but I don't know. Just Saturday was crawling at my gnaw. I said
Got some
what I
perch patent pending tag ropes. And at the bottom is no one's gonna make them for you, so I decided to make them.
yourself. Yeah, I might have to like just pack a roll of twine in the bag. Always have it ready. I don't have the pockets that you do in time to be whipping them out.
Oh, shirt pocket. Yep.
Yeah.
Without that shirt pocket, it maybe I wouldn't have a place to put tag ropes, so I wouldn't have them. It all began with the shirt pocket and needing something to put in there.
Yeah. Our gear is lacking in pockets. Where I think we were talking about stuff I watched. Scouting some opponents. It was our RCW match was announced. The Bruisers, that was their name. I was like, God, it's a simple name. The Bruisers was announced this past week, so watch some of their matches. Some Flophouse guys saw them tag against Schwartzy. Russell O'Dare, that match was announced for Zawa. Was watching some of his stuff from Fourth Wall and from Zawa. So yep, study. Watching Raw right now. I got some things in the queue. Watched a little bit of Josh Alexander. I'm about to say a different Josh Alexander versus Kenta from Impact a couple weeks ago. So we're gonna watch that. They got some tag matches in the queue I plan on watching. Want to watch some Malachi Black matches, so it's gonna be a good night tonight. Be a fun one. Study. Yeah, we had a really good weekend, and I have left inspired. So it's back with a nose to the grindstone. And hey, speaking of, why don't we talk about what we did this weekend? Perch, you had the long one. Why don't you go first?
Yeah, started things off Thursday night at Second Wrestling. That was a really good time down in Chicago, Illinois. Yeah, first match I had was Brogan Finley against Trevor Outlaw. Very fun working with Brogan. He brings it every time. Trevor Outlaw is a good heel. It really riles up that crowd. It makes you want to see him get his butt kicked.
Yep.
And on this night, it was Brogan Finley who was doing the butt kicking. Very fun match. Next one I had was Sean Logan, good old HBJ,
HBJ.
against Dave Stay, big dude from the South, from Atlanta, I believe. Dude was just jacked. It was a mystery opponent, and this guy comes out, and it was like, whoa, who's this guy? Yeah, very fun match. And then I had the premiere against Pick and Pop.
How was that?
very fun tag match. Speaking of Coda Hernandez, being able to work with him is always a blast. The guy always brings it, and always a good storyteller, a good character in pro wrestling, like a good character. And yeah, really fun. Premier coming off of fresh off of working the TAU, working you guys. It's a very fun tag team to work with. Guys are on top of their game. Yeah, that was a blast. I like a good tag team match, and yeah, the tag ropes were in effect that night.
Hell yeah.
Coda was plotting and scheming.
That's where it started.
And it all hits me right now as I go back and relive the weekend. He had probably thought, damn, I wish I would have. And sure enough, a couple days later.
He got it. Okay.
That's funny.
You're seeing how his brain works.
At one point in the main event, it was crazy. Darren Corbin came out and just started hitting cutters on everybody, and I bailed. I ran into the arms of Mouse, who was right there ringside. It's the fight or flight, and I guess I chose to fly right into the comforting arms of Mouse. Then the next night went out to Indiana, Spencer, Indiana. Cole Radrick from Bloomington, Indiana, right out near Spencer, Indiana. And we had a show in his hometown. It was the first venue he ever went to. It was a big sports complex, just a big shack. And yeah, nice barn. Very cool area. Diehard pro wrestling fans out there. The Indiana faithful, right near Indianapolis. Lots of families were in attendance, families of wrestlers, and kids bringing their parents, parents bringing their kids. It was one of those like realizations again that pro wrestling is for everybody. We're all equal. There's a little kid who knows about their favorite wrestler, and they're telling their parents all about it. And there's parents who love their favorite wrestlers, and they're bringing their kids and telling their kids all about it.
Right.
Like, there's something to be said about all of that and in between, and there's a magic to it. And yeah, it was really fun. I got to work with Dillinger again, and that was fun. Just a blast. Working with Eric over the past maybe 4 weeks now. I've seen him just about every week. Really good dude. And he took on Lobo in a Falls Count Anywhere match. Been working a pretty consistent string of these Falls Count Anywhere. But hey, we give the people what they want.
Yeah.
And the dress attire is always according, and we're going with the wrist tape and heavy duty gloves on a Falls Count Anywhere match. In the sake of they may go for a pin on open flames, and I need to be able to put my hand in there just fine to count the pin without having to worry about it. So it's never happened. However,
but it's a possibility.
Yeah, they could pin on a bed of nails, and I need to put my hand down there for a pin. So, yep, I protect my wrists because there's a lot of veins and stuff in there, and I protect my hands because it's where you need to pin. So, yep, going back to the wardrobe convo we had several episodes ago. Yeah, protection on those Falls Count Anywheres. Next match I had was Trevor Outlaw against Cole. That was really fun. Trevor really riled up the crowd, and Cole was the hometown hero. At one point, the local wrestling coach came in, and I don't know what he did, but Trevor must have ticked him off, and something happened behind my back, and it must have laid out Trev. Cole ends up picking up the win. Crowd goes nuts. The coach ends up hitting Trevor with the stunner, and the place goes even more nuts. It was super loud, so much fun, so enjoyable. Pro wrestling, seeing why we do what we do, and it's a blast. And then the main event that night was the Bang Bros against CMV. Good guys, and Bang Bros won the titles and are the new champions tag team of Unsanctioned Pro. Wild, wild match. Very fun. Yeah, good finale to a great night of pro wrestling and a great celebration of pro wrestling. Fun people, fun time. And then the next day we headed out to Black Label Pro back at the Berwyn Eagles Club in Chicago. It should be said that the night before, Jordan Oliver and I were out looking for food. We heard there was a Taco Bell and we were walking to the T-Bell, but upon the way, we saw pizza and said, thank God we don't have to get T-Bell. And we found the biggest, best slices of pizza. My God, it was so good. I think you went a 4-stack, I went a 3-stack. Oh, it was just heavenly. That pizza joint in Bloomington, Indiana, late night. Like, oh, it went from like a -5 up to a +20.
I'm sure, because I feel like that taco. Were you guys walking or driving?
We were walking.
Like, I feel like that Taco Bell might have been closed on the inside. So it
Oh,
might
it
have been
could have been.
disappointment.
Could have been.
So,
And it was
I'm happy for
a
you. I say that because I've made that walk and have found them closed. So
yeah, this was one of those big wins. We can all relate to a story like that. And
yep.
in the pro
Yeah,
wrestling
that's a big win.
the pro wrestling business, a
Yeah,
story
yeah,
of
that's just life.
walking aimlessly to a Taco Bell that we didn't end up seeing, and seeing someone in the park with a big old slice of pizza on a plate. It was like, oh man, we looked at each other and just instantly knew the night it just opened up.
Yeah,
Business
yeah,
just
much
picked
better.
up.
Happy for you. That could have ended terribly, actually.
Yeah, and it was ate food. It probably had Waffle House early at about early in the afternoon, like I mentioned, maybe 2 o'clock. And then this is, maybe 1 o'clock in the morning. I didn't eat until the entire time.
Oh
So
yeah,
yeah,
the
that
Taco Bell probably would have been closed on the inside. Yeah, you would have been some sad boys.
mm-hmm. Yeah, so that pizza really, really came in clutch. That was a big match of the weekend right there.
Yeah.
Next day at BLP was phenomenal. Alec Price took on Colt Radrick in a #1 contenders match. A couple minutes into that match, Billy Starks came out from under the ring and effed it all up. A complete. It wasn't a DQ. The announcer said both men lost. He said, "Get out of here! They didn't lose." The decision is this match has been thrown out. So I clarify with the fans, although it didn't go over on the microphone, but clarify with the fans. Nope,
Yeah.
match has been thrown out. These men did not lose. It's the subtleties that count.
Yeah. No, yeah. Language matters in that. Yeah.
So you heard it here, as well as the fans in the house heard that. So they ended up making it a multi-person match at the end of the night. So the next match I had was Twist and Flip versus what was going to be the Natterday Saints. However, they flip-flopped, and it was Coda Hernandez and Saving Gage. A good turn of events. By the end of it, we find out that the Natterday Saints are pretty mean. So I'm glad that it was Coda
Yeah, a bunch
and
of jerks.
bunch of jerks. So I'm glad it was Coda and Saban because that was a super fun tag match.
Yeah.
Twist and Flip, they bring it. I've seen them at BLP for the better part of the year. We're always setting up and tearing down, and they're getting their opportunities, and it's cool to see. Yeah, good energy and good guys. And then the next match I had was a Falls Count Anywhere match. Kelvin Tankman versus Levi. The Amish street fight. It was fun. Good match. Good storytelling. Tankman was getting beat up the whole time. Came back a couple times. But yeah, he got beat up by Levi, and
Mean Levi is very mean.
Yeah, just evil. Evil. It's like a big machine that runs. It's like it's hard to fight against it. It's just heavy and it's big and it's mean. He's a big, heavy, mean fighter. But yeah, Tankman ended up losing by the end of it. I believe I got the win.
Bunch of
And then
shenanigans from a bunch of jerks.
yeah, it was the Latter Day Saints came out and wreaked havoc, and one thing led to another. Dirty, dirty stuff. But Falls going in and we're a match. Falls can certainly count under fall play.
Yeah.
So anywhere, anytime, anywhere. The final match I had was the main event between Billy Starks, Sky Blue, Alec Price, and Cole Radrick for the BLP championship. By the end of it, Sky Blue got eliminated, destroyed.
Yeah, that's a nice way to put it.
Cole Radrick went beast mode at the end and picked up the victory. It was awesome. Great match. Fun to work with all four of those people. Sky going back to the trips to Portage and the Summer Sizzler Tour, Bruce City Wrestling, and traveling the Wisconsin fair circuits, and just good homie, good fam. Billy Starks is someone who we've worked with all throughout the country, and getting to work with her and grow as students alongside has been incredible. Someone who I'm inspired by just the same. Alec Price, getting to work with him with GCW a good amount. The guy's so intense, and he brings it. Big fan of Alec. The Prize City OG, heavy East Coaster, and they love him over there as well as everywhere. And Cole Radrick, straight up Midwest homie, traveled the world with him. That's a well-deserving dude. He put on a show the day before for his family and friends. It just did good in the pro wrestling community. It was cool to see the next day in Berwyn, Illinois, him picking up that championship win. Very fun match. Very good reflections. And, yeah, had a great time. Trick Davis was there too. Legend. Good man. Love seeing him at wrestling shows. I didn't get to work his match, but I did get to pick his brain and talk wrestling. So yeah, good people, good legends of the business, helping out the younger generations.
Nice, yeah. The Black Label show looked fun. Whenever second drops that tag match, I'll check that. But Zach, we know we're thinking too about some fun tag matches.
Oh yes, sir. We had obviously not one but two bangers for tag matches. Potentially match of the night for both nights, in my opinion. Like, not to be cocky, but definitely two tag matches. Feel great about. Super happy with. Got a lot of great positive feedback about. So good weekend.
And also, that actually reminds me, shout out to Sean Logan, HBJ, for not blowing smoke up our ass and actually giving us some pretty good critiques.
Oh yeah, I appreciate. Like, I know he, like, when he told us, like, I know you guys might not, but like, no, we always value like critiques, and super happy he was willing to give us it. Iron sharpens iron, and Sean Logan's been killing it.
Yep.
Sean Logan's gonna be the next AAW World Champion. Before he's gonna take it from Hartenbauer one day. It's my prediction. Hartenbauer's gonna win, and Sean Logan's gonna come and take it.
Yep, that's the long-term storytelling.
But Friday night, fourth wall wrestling. It was another triple threat tag match. Us versus our longtime rivals TAU, and then we threw in NDS in the mix.
Yeah, was a triple threat, very loose lucha tag rules. But yeah, came together and put on a banger for the fans. TAU, this is their fourth wall, they're the champions there, their first championship. They hold it with a level of pride that they are not going to let those titles go easily. So they really stepped it up that night. NDS, they haven't really been around. I think they've been to fourth wall maybe once. But
Once or twice. I think that I don't know if they've been to fourth wall. I think might have been their debut at fourth wall. They've been at FTW and other ones.
yeah, so this might have been their debut or like at most like their second. But
Rock the Pika Lounge before though.
yeah, I know they've been maybe Little Pika.
No, they've been to Lapuka. I tagged with Riley my first ever, not Riley. I tagged with Levy my first ever ICW show. And I think that show Riley. It was that was the famous Chili Pepper show,
Oh, that show.
and that was Riley versus Kyle Pro.
Kyle Pro. Yep, Kyle was there too.
I think Kyle told me he still carries around a thing of chili peppers to remind him of that week.
To not throw them on the mat, please.
Yes.
Um,
But anyway, yeah, great triple threat tag match. The rules were each member of each tag team had a member that represented, so you only had to tag out to your tag partner. Three guys in the ring at the same time. Lucha Libre style, where if your partner gets knocked out, you can just get in the ring without tagging. TAU were trying to be some big bullies, trying to show everyone that they're not no one to mess with, like you said earlier. But I think they got a little smack in the face to realize who we were. But at the end of the day, it ended up everyone pinning everyone apparently, because I know I pinned Josiah.
yep. 3 simultaneous pins. Joe doing his best to corral the mayhem that we are putting out there. But yeah, at the end, 3 pins. So according to is he general manager Dukes? General manager Slim Goody?
Yeah, general manager, 3 Fats.
Yeah, general manager
Jason
3
Dukes.
Fats.
I ain't showing this man no respect. I still remember what he did to us at ICW. He'd be all happy, lottie dotty, like
Yeah.
he's still the same man.
Yes, general manager set it up. Next month we're gonna run it back. TAU, NDS, and Country Air. I know a lot of people are like, what are you gonna do now? You guys blew your load.
As simple as we're just getting started.
Yeah. This is just a feeler. And then Saturday we made the trek up to Green Bay for Raging Pro Wrestling, where guess what? It's Country Air versus NDS. This time in just a straight up tag.
Yes, sir. Again, another match where we tore it up with NDS. We don't have the opportunity to wrestle them a lot, but when we do, they always get great. Had another good match. There's a fan actually who flew all the way to Rage and Pro from Baltimore, and they asked him after the match what was like some of the matches he liked, and he said that we were match 3, and he said that match 3 tag match is one of the best tag matches he's seen live, and was super happy to see it. Put it over really well. Us with TAU, I mean us with NDS. Again, don't get to wrestle them a lot. They're out there doing their thing. We're out here doing ours. I think this was like the 3rd time we've got to wrestle in like a regular straight up tag. So in a way, we got to finish a trilogy again. With another good set of homies. NDS, we beat them the first time at FTW. They beat us the second time at Below Zero, and we got to end the trilogy at Raging Pro with the win.
Yes, sir. Yep. They must have had maybe a little bit of hard feelings from the night before because they were definitely a lot more aggressive. I know that's probably that match probably what messed up my shoulder, but them Country Air boys fly and we came out on top.
Yes, sir. So one big win, one draw this weekend, but 2 great tag matches. They'll be up on the YouTube page here shortly. If you're not subscribed, it's Country Air Official on YouTube. We are always trying to, we started it a while ago, trying to keep that content going. Originally, we were doing some vlogs and stuff. Then we kind of fell off, but we have been up to date, keeping our matches up to date, posting our promos, and we're thinking of other content. We just got to do something that's been a little bit more consistent, but either way, there'll be some good content coming out, great matches to watch. So yeah, check it out.
Yes, sir. All right. So why don't we move on to the topic for tonight? It has been the WWE draft, I guess, for the past 2 weeks now. I thought it was just a 1 week thing, but I guess it's two. So this seems like a perfect time. I know we've probably done this before at the last draft, but let's bring it up again because I love a good draft. I asked fellas, three indie wrestlers you would start a company with. Let's start with Zach because I still got to think of one more.
Let's start with Perch because I got to think a little too.
All right, let's start with Perch.
Yeah, as far as booking goes and stuff for pro wrestling, some people have it, some people don't. Uh, there's so many roles that we play in pro wrestling, and I love being good at certain things, and I know that I'm not good at other things, and booking is one of them. I am not good. I wouldn't be able to put stories or think of a card or stuff like that. Sure, if I really sat down and worked hard at it, I would, but not a skill I've got. However, being able to scout people or find people, that's a different story. So this question was right up the alley, and I could at least name people who I'm emotionally as a fan would love to see working at certain companies, as well as knowing them professionally, that they would be able to represent really well for any company, and especially a startup company. So if I were to draft three people from the independents, I've gotten to know people from the independents all over. So I would have a selection. Number one would be Vance Warner.
Dramatic pause for effect.
Vance Warner's got the ability to connect with fans all over the world. Uh, it's almost a modern day spirit of Terry Funk, the way he would fight and give it everything that he had on any given night and every single night for the love of the fans, from the kids to the adults to everybody in between. Vance Warner is a fighter, and he gives everybody their money's worth. And yeah, I've seen him cut promos all over. I've seen him have different matches, all different styles. He's a storyteller, and I think you could tell good stories around Vance at any company. Almost like a Stone Cold wearing blue jeans back in the day, the working man. Um, I could see Vance being the working man for any company and carrying the title with pride. Next, I would take Jordan Oliver. As far as the independents go, he is tearing it up and setting a trail all of his own. The guy is in great shape and a top prospect. Really has the ability to do anything in the future. Being able to see him storytell throughout the weekend, whether it's a crowd where he needs to, work to the kids and the families, or it's a downtown New York working to a packed house of rabid pro wrestling fans, or even in other countries. He's able to know his style and own it and really pave his own path. Taking ownership in who he is. I think it's a very important role to know who you are. Remember my notebook a long time ago, one of my early notebooks, I wrote down, know who the F you are. Like that's a big key in the pro wrestling business, because if you don't know who you are, no one else is going to fully know who you are. And Jordan Oliver is someone who I take as he knows who the F he is. And he's a damn good pro wrestler who's got a bright future and would be a top prospect at any company and can still deliver on any given spot. And number three, wrestler I would take would be Fred Yehi. Straight up. Fred's got a style and a tenacity that is so intense. He's able to grapple and wrestle with anybody. But what I take away from him is just his mind and his instincts. He would be a top trainer at any company. I've seen pro wrestlers go to Fred to ask questions and ask for critique. And I've also seen Fred go to others to ask the same. Anyone who teaches should be learning themselves as a student. So to know that Fred has taught me so much and he still learns from people too. Um, he really sets the tone for pro wrestling and a style that I like and a real rawness. When he needs to dial it up and turn it to 11, he does. And I've seen it with my own eyes, and my heart's beating out of my chest with fear before looking in the eyes of Fred before in the ring. He brings the intensity, and he's got the grappling style and pro wrestling style that I love. And I think he could really set the tone uh, for any company. He went 60 minutes with Josh Alexander, and he could have gone another 60, like, or at least on his way to another 60, if not blown by it. So yeah, for Fred to be a trainer and a wrestler at the company, I would love to have him. And those would be my three: Mance Warner, Jordan Oliver, and Fred Yehai.
Can't go wrong with those. Zach, you want to go? You still need some time.
Still need some time.
All right, no problem. For me, like I love the bookings. I love the fantasy book. I enjoy that stuff. I always said, we know when I was younger, I didn't think I could be a wrestler. I thought I would be backstage. And I wanted to be in creative. So for me, I love stuff like this. So I always love this time of year when we can do this. So for me, number one pick of overall would be Trisha Dora.
Yeah.
That's my big baby face right there. And like Perch said with Fred, somebody who wrestles a style that I enjoy, somebody I think is a great storyteller, somebody who's a great teacher. Good pleasure to be in the locker room with. So yeah, I'm gonna start strong. I'm going Trisha Dora.
Solid, very solid. That's a damn good pick right there. I would have her just the same.
Yeah. Second, this is second round draft pick. This might be a reach, but it's somebody that I've seen recently. I've only gotten to see recently a couple times. Seems to be a Swiss Army knife. He can play whatever role you need. So far, it seems I've only seen him a couple times, but he has definitely shown in that time a wide range of skills and a energy that I think would also be very good to just bring to a company. That's going to be the Thrillbilly Silas Mason.
Ooh.
Yep, kind of going off of your pick with Mance. They had that match at AAW. Really enjoyed his promo before that. Really enjoyed the match. Then we saw him at NWA like next week or 2 weeks after. Worked that whole weekend. The stories they had for him, presence in the ring, his in-ring work. I think it's very, very good. He played a man of the people very well when it was time to be a man of the people, and he played the dirty heel very well when it's time for him to play the dirty heel. I don't think he's a name that's on a lot of people's radars right now. But that could change here, and it only takes one. And I think he's got a great shot at it. And for my last pick, before I give my last pick, I want some honorable mention. An honorable mention, real quick, for me is also Fred Yehai. It hurts me that he did not make the list. He also would have been very good in that Silas Mason spot, but I'm gonna take a chance on a somewhat younger guy, a lesser known guy, I would say. Probably better. But for my third pick, it's my draft. I'm cheap. I'm picking Country Air. Um, two guys who do tag wrestling pretty well lately, and actually two guys who can go singles, guys who can do babyface or heel, some hard workers. So I'm gonna take this moment to put myself over and say that last pick we're going country air.
I appreciate that. It's good to be our number 3 pick, bro.
Yep.
On the Doc Simmons draft.
Yes, sir.
For me, my number 1 overall pick is probably going to be Robert Anthony Ego.
Okay.
I feel like every good promotion has a good, strong, heeled world champion. And Ego's the type of guy who knows how to get himself over. He's helped build a lot of companies, AAW, freelance. He's been at CZW. He blew up during that Cody Rhodes TNT Open Challenge thing. I remember just seeing his videos just all over the place. Just people really into it. So like Ego would just be my number 1 overall pick. He's helped out a lot of guys in this area. So Ego. Number 2, I would go. I'm trying to think of definitely getting a tag team, but I don't want to even though as much as I want to draft myself, I don't want to copy Doc. So another a tag team I would pick would be the Brothers of Construction. I feel like two guys who can go singles, go as a tag. Ruffo can definitely switch up and become Ruffo and Ruff. So that would be awesome. And then my third pick would be I would get a female. It would have to be arguably the top prospect right now, and that would be Billy Starks.
Okay.
I like Billy Starks as a heel, like her as a babyface. What she does is very entertaining. So that would be my. I would get a tag team being the Brothers of Construction, just because Country Air got drafted. I got to respect their position, working for a different company.
Hell yeah.
Brothers of Construction are just like I said. You need plug and play guys. You got Brothers of Construction doing their thing. And then you need a good, strong a female to build a company off of. And I think Billy Starks is the right one.
Hell yeah. I don't think I like all the picks. And all of them were ones I considered. So very nice. We all think alike. Hell yeah. But yeah, very good, guys. We'll come back to this next draft, whenever that is. Hopefully not in 6 months. But it's time to start winding down. Why don't we talk about what we got coming up this week? Zach, why don't we start?
Yes, sir. This weekend right now is light. For some odd reason, we thought AAW is May 5th. It is not. It got switched to I want to say May 6th.
Yep.
I think due to venues, if I'm not mistaken, but regardless, May 6th, we are at 01 USA. It's their big war game show. We were never a part of it before. Get to be a part of it this year. Super looking forward to it. We get to actually walk in as the reigning defending 01 USA Tag Team Champions. So we got some heat on our shoulders, got a target on our back. We really need to step it up.
Yeah.
And we're on the verge of holding these belts for over a year, so it'd be nice to hold the belts for a year. 01, we were never supposed to be the champions. Now we're not just the champions. We're a month away from a whole year being the champion. So, yeah, looking forward to that. Then that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it. It's us versus Premier. It has been a while since we've gotten the 2-on-2 tag match. We talked about it in the promo, Iron Sharpens Iron. Whether it's Premier, Bang Bros, NDS, I'll throw TAU in there now. Because Caribbeans, no matter how long it is since we last wrestled, we learned some things while we're out there, come back together and are both better teams, and then have a great match and become better teams coming out of it. So really looking forward to this one Saturday. And yeah, I expect another W and get that year. Perch, what do you got?
AAW this Saturday, May 6th. Going to be a fun time at a new venue. I'm looking forward to it.
Nice. Oh yeah, they did announce it was at a new venue. Should be interesting. Sad we won't be there. But with that, I think it's time we start taking it home. Zach, any final thoughts or questions?
Nothing for me tonight.
Perch, final thoughts or questions?
Yeah, going back to banger of the week, we got another Dan Ross song. It's My House. It's a nice beat. It's a good up tune number. Yeah, definitely worth it, and it fits the banger of the week. Shout out to her. We've been on a kick. Some good jams lately. Lots and lots of miles being driven. Always had to pump out the jams from all over, and yeah, she's been hitting.
Oh, very nice, very nice. We might have to do another contest where we ask people to name the banger of the week and see who listened to the end to find out the true banger of the week. Like who's really listening instead of just skipping through the first 10 minutes.
Love it.
Yeah. For me, everyone be sure to take care of yourselves, stay in good health. Be sure to follow us on all the social medias, like, share, and subscribe. Tell a bunch of promotions to book us because we like to rustle and rough and do all types of things. This has been the Take It Home podcast. Y'all be easy. One.